I mean, if you think it's like in those Saw movies, you know, Jigsaw, even though the character's dead, in each movie, he comes back somehow. You know what I mean? It does something else.
I know, it's like, before you know, there could be another Bernie Mac movie we didn't know came out.
No, I know, it's like the Saw joke.
The same thing happened with Chris Farley, though. Like, Dirty Work came out like a year or so after he died, and then with John Candy, I think, like, Wagons East was a year or two after he died. So it's like, it's always weird when somebody dies and then another movie they're in comes out after you heard the last one was their last. Like, they said Soul Man is his last movie, and then I didn't even know this was, because this was supposed to come out before Soul Man.
The thing is, I'd feel bad for someone having this be their last movie.
But didn't Bernie Mac look a little like he might have been sick or something? Like, he looked thinner or something about it. He just looked, I don't know.
You could tell.
I know. It's a shame, though, all these cool people dying, because Bernie Mac was really funny.
I mean, he was great. I mean, you could tell, because when he was in Transformers, like, for that one scene, you could tell, like, he had that freshness he had, like, when he was in that show he was in.
Yeah.
But, like, with this, it's like I could tell something was up.
Movies that scared the shit out of me as a kid. I was going to put that as a title on the top, but I thought it'd be better just saying movies that scared me as a kid. And basically, it doesn't always mean the entire movie scared me. It might just be like one scene or one sequence from the movie that I always remembered being afraid of. And the first movie was Little Monsters. And the whole movie didn't scare me, just certain ideas. The main thing that really scared me in this movie as a kid was the scene with Boy, when you see his face and then it pans back, I mean, you know, goes back and you see that it's a monster and when his face gets melted off. That always freaked me out as a kid. I always had, like, I remembered having lots of nightmares, like, as a recurring nightmare about that sequence, and I always had dreams about, you know, being stuck in that monster area. Figure It Out tapings, like you could be in the audience, or like, would you like to be in the audience of Figure It Out Figure It Out Wild Style? And I was like, sure. It was like me and my parents all in there, and I tried to take a picture, and they're like, no pictures. And back then, it wasn't even like big with internet, so I'm afraid they were like, if you take the picture, you might show it to too many people, and they might know the secrets of Nick. But now it's like, if you go back to where they taped that, it's filled with boxes. Because Nickelodeon Studios and Universal Studios is now storage. Which sucks. So yes, they turned Nickelodeon Studios in Florida into storage. And they only have their studios in California. And I love the Nickelodeon Studios tour. And they had to get rid of it after 9/11. And that was the coolest tour you walk through. And I remember going that year and seeing Kenan and Kel's house. You could look down and see Kenan and Kel's living room. And then I walked through and I saw the mom and the dad from Gula Gula Island. And they were in there getting their makeup put on. You could actually watch them being made up for the makeup. And they were all like, hi, waving at us. It was a very cool experience. And I saw one set that I just looked at it and was like, The Mystery Files of Shelby Woo. I don't like thinking about that crap. We're here with Howie Mandel, and you have some big news about Bobby's World.
Well, I'm trying to bring it back.
Yeah, so it's trying to come back.
Yeah.
And what's the website people can go to if they want to come, to bring it back?
I think that's it.
BringBackBobby'sWorld.com.
Yeah.
And you have a great show, Deal With It, which I really love the show. Your son, who does video blogs as well, has a number of episodes, Alex.
Right.
So definitely check that one out. It's a really fun show. And I love your hidden camera stuff.
Thank you.
And one of my favorite movies you've ever done, and probably one of my top movies ever, Little Monsters. Maurice.
Thank you so much. And this is one of my in the top 10 vlogs I've done.
Yeah. So thank you.
Enjoying this.
And thanks for being on the vlog. And do you think one day maybe someone will bring back another Little Monsters? Like if they did, would you do it?
Would.
Yeah.
Thank you for
so
asking.
now we've asked, it's out there, so somebody bring out the money for it.
All right.
And maybe we'll see Little Monsters too.
Thanks for having me on your vlog.
Some things I remember distinctly as a kid watching, which I wish somebody would rescue and find the tapes of, like Drexel's Class, which I can't even believe there's not even any clips of it up online. It was like one of those shows that people like didn't think back then to tape. And I even was in the house of one of the main actors in that, like a couple of years ago, and I tried to find the tapes in his house because I was like, I'm going to copy them. I'm going to take them back to, they're Maryland. I lived in Maryland, and put them on a DVD. And I thought I finally tracked down Drexel's Class, but even he didn't have the tapes there. So I was like, oh, no, I'm never going to see that again. And sometimes just certain things you just feel like you're never going to see it again. It's like disappeared into the oblivion, and it's to never be found or seen again. And I even remember, Problem Child, Junior Healy plays, I believe, the Problem Child in a cameo. And Jason Biggs was on the show, I believe. and Brittany Murphy was on the show. So I'm really surprised that like Shout Factory or something hasn't put out like at least a thing with like 3 episodes or something, or like one of those like burn demand, like Warner Archive or one of them. I'm surprised like they haven't just put it on there, just dumped it on there for like just for the hell of it. But maybe it has like rights issues with who owns it, or maybe it's one of those kind of things that everyone just forgot